Hi, my name is Jimmy Cannon, singer and voice coach, nurturing confidence through the power of the voice to deliver your message with presence and authority. Today, I'd like to speak about finding confidence through your toolbox. A lot of clients tell me that they just don't have the confidence to speak in public. They don't have the confidence even to get up, sometimes in front of their colleagues at work or their friends in the pub or the bar. And I totally get that. It really depends on how you feel, but we're all professionals. So right now, I perhaps don't feel like doing this video. Actually, I do feel like this video because I'm very passionate about this. And I've been thinking about this subject quite a lot, about confidence. A lot of people ask me, how do you find the confidence to get up on stage or do a video like this, or get up and, in fact, indeed perform in front of an audience, whether it be small or large? In fact, I'll let you into a little secret. I hate performing in front of my peers, for instance. I'm happy if I don't know the audience, or in fact sometimes can't see them. I think that's quite common with particularly theatre performers, that the spotlights, you can't see the audience. It's pitch black out there, so you can't see them, which is a bit of a godsend sometimes. Public speaking anxiety is, I think, at the top 3 of the US phobias. In fact, I think it's death, snakes, and public speaking anxiety. And it's true, you can look that up. And it's very, very common. It's a very common thing. And I've been thinking about it a lot because most of my clients seem to suffer from a lack of confidence, either in their voice or their presentation skills. So I've thought to myself, how is it that I can get up on stage and I can confidently sing a song or do a whole show and feel confident on stage that I'm going to achieve my goal, which is to sing it to the best of my ability and to give it the credit that it's due? Well, I have a thing called a toolbox. In that toolbox are my tools, and one of those tools are my crew. So that's literally the crew on stage doing the sound in front, sometimes on the side if I'm lucky, doing the monitoring, and also doing the lights. I've got my team. Okay, so I've got the team that are looking after how I sound and how I look. I've also got my band behind me. They're not here now, but I've got my band behind me that I implicitly trust to support my musical decisions and also to represent me and my brand, my ethos for the show or the speech that I'm giving. So I know, for instance, that my band will follow me if I decide to change key, if I decide to go to the bridge early, if I decide that I want the piano player to do a solo. That's my team. They know me very well. We've been working together for a long time. So rely on your team. Find a good team to work with. If I were to go on stage and I've been on stage with a band that I've never met before. I've just turned up. I've done this in theatres. I've done this on cruise ships. I've done it where I've turned up with my pad. We call it a pad of music, and I've given out the charts. And we've had, maybe, if I'm lucky, we've had a half an hour, 30-minute rehearsal for a 2-hour show. And they've never seen the charts before. So I'm reliant absolutely on the arrangement and my knowledge of that arrangement to get through the concert. Can you see where I'm going here? I have other elements around me that are going to support that. So not only am I confident in my own performance, I know that the people supporting me, the crew out there, the band on stage, are going to back me when I need them. I know, for instance, that the drummer will know exactly when I'm going to cue the next song. I'll know that the piano player will play just the right rubato at the beginning of the song to give me the right backing, the right key, the right note to start the song with. This is my team. Number 2, part of my toolbox. That's why my one tool, I suppose that would be the hammer, would be the team. My chisel, or perhaps my protractor, would be my knowledge. So, for instance, the knowledge of the song, the knowledge of the show. Do I know the lyrics? If I don't know the lyrics, I'm going to be nervous. If I don't know the song very well, if I don't know the melody, I'm going to be nervous. If it's in the wrong key, I'm going to be nervous because I'm not going to be able to hit that high note. Or where does the bridge go? If I don't know the bridge is a nightmare in songs. So perhaps I could relate that as an analogy for maybe the middle section of the story that you're telling, maybe the anecdotal part of your speech or presentation. That you need to absolutely know that when you get there, you need to be able to remember that story. So going back to the song, do I know the tempo of the song? Do I remember how the intro goes? What's the count in? Is it in 3? Is it in 4? What's the key of the piece? The pace of the piece? Do I know the arrangement? What's the structure? What's the form of the piece? I need to know this inside out. Even if I've got a conductor or a musical director on stage with me, I need to know absolutely inside out the whole arrangement and the structure. So you need to know inside out the whole structure of your presentation. The third thing is my experience. So I've been singing and performing for over 20 years and in different venues all over the world with different musicians. I've been lucky to play for 10 years with the same band, and that's my same team. So if you can get that cohort, that common ego, that common ethos around you to support your endeavors, to support your message and your brand, that's what you need to concentrate on. But my experience will help me if there are any distractions. If, for instance, somebody faints in the front row, which has happened to me before. I've had a gig where somebody has just fallen into the drum kit, completely drunk. What do? You have to carry on. The show must carry on. Different venues have different lighting. Different venues have different sounds. A lot of the time I don't have control over the sound. I have a radio mic. Sometimes it's an awful sound and you can't do anything about it. You've just got to keep going. You've got to ignore all that and use your inner ear, and your knowledge and your experience will get you through. So number 4, last but not least, is my voice. Now, that's the last thing in the toolbox, but without the other 3 things, without my team around me, without my knowledge of the material, without my experience of playing and speaking in different venues, my voice is completely useless. So I need those other elements as well. However, my voice, for it to be at peak performance, I need to warm up. I need to have practiced the song, obviously, in the material. I need to practice the phrasing and the lyrics and any modulation or key changes in the song, etc., 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 to be able to feel confident that I can go on stage, I can take the microphone out of the mic stand, and I can sing straight away, that the band is going to straight away come in with me if that's the cue and if it's a cadenza like that at the beginning or rubato at the beginning. So these are tools within my toolbox that I know are there, and I make that happen. So to recap, I'm sure you can see the analogy now. If you're doing a speech or making a presentation or a video call, or you're talking to clients, colleagues, or even investors, then be prepared. It's an old Scouts motto. I was in the Scouts for a while. Practice your presentation. Have your team around you. Have faith in your team. Know your material inside out. Know exactly what you're going to say at any moment. You might get distracted. You might not be able to carry on with where you left off. You might need to improvise. That's part of being a musician, a creative person who can improvise at a drop of a hat. Take any opportunity to speak. If you have the opportunity to join Toastmasters, if you're invited to a networking event or a webinar or somebody's podcast, go and do it. Record yourself speaking. Record yourself making the presentation. Work on your presentation skills. And lastly, work on your voice. Your toolbox is your confidence. If you'd like to work with me or you'd like me to work with your team, then please do get in touch. I'd love to work with you too. Speak soon.